So again, it wouldn't be a great place at Elk Lake without paddleboarding. And yesterday we gave away 2 stand-on liquid paddleboards, which is fantastic. And
yeah,
now
huge prize.
we have Nolan Wilson from Stand on Liquid.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Doing great.
Thanks for coming up here. I mean, we have the gamut of boards, and I think the question is, when most people walk into a stand-up paddle shop or anybody in the stand-up paddle business is, what do I buy?
A lot of times it starts with like function or fashion. A lot of people want something that looks great, but it might be over their head. So it's really finding the right board, right in the budget that you can live with, that'll last for seasons. I think that impulse buy is done too often, and so if you can have somebody have a good experience and figure out what they truly need for their family, for their life, it makes a lot more sense.
Nolan, who is doing impulse buys with paddleboards? Because I'd like to meet them and have them impulse buy me one.
Look at any garage in Bend and see 10 mountain bikes, see canoes, kayaks. There's a lot of people that want multiple
best,
boards
and they just go for it.
And they go for it, and we like them.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet you do.
So someone comes up to Elk Lake, they say, I've got 2 kids and I don't want to seriously paddle, I just want to go out and be on the water. What board out of the 4 boards here would be the one for that?
I think any of the top 3 boards here that you see would make a lot of sense. They're touring, so they track really well. They have a lot of volume, so you could put kids or dogs or anything on the front of the board, back of the board. Just a multi-function board. And then you're buying right, so it's a board that back on it you're going to have for a really long time, and it looks good as well, and we're really proud of how these boards turned out.
Aesthetically, they
look
very
great.
pleasing.
Really pretty, yeah.
What I love about this board, and this board's inflatable, and I know that a lot of people walk into a shop and say, I don't know, I'm going to pay $1,000 for an inflatable or $1,000 for a hard board. And to me, I think the argument is the inflatable board is fantastic, particularly if you have kids or if you want to take it anywhere. I mean, it's not a flimsy, Sevlor raft from Walmart,
No, not at
frankly. It's really sturdier.
Super rigid board. They've come a long ways. They pack into about a backpack size, maybe 45 pounds, so they double as a carry-on. If you went to Hawaii, went abroad, they can take it with you. So in a week span, you've got an activity that's on your back. You're not reliant on the environment. Extremely durable, and just a good option if you lack space, or you just want to have the opportunity to hike into places and explore places that nobody's ever seen.
Yeah.
Some of these lakes up here, and this is for keeping all your tools and things.
Yeah, if you live in Bend, it's for a growler. Practically, it's probably for
Isn't
flip-flops.
everything for a growler in
Yeah,
Bend?
this can turn into a growler strap. So it's definitely a fun sport that is meant to be enjoyed. There's racing levels, there's camp levels, but truly just getting out and paddling is the biggest part of this thing. Getting out, growing the sport, and making everybody feel like they're walking on water.
An 11-foot board, what's the price point on a board like this?
Most of the inflatable boards are over $1,000, so you can look for quality over that. You can find entry-level boards for around $500, or spend up to $3,000 on a elite carbon board. So there's a wide range to get anybody into a board.
Okay, let's talk about, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to mention the artist kind of part of it. Obviously, if you're spending that much money on a board, you really care about what it looks like.
Yeah, you got to be proud of it. You're paying a premium. A lot of people love the inlaid bamboo. It pops extremely well, either pink or blues or greens. There's a board out there that'll fit kind of what your preferences are. And even too, we've got into like Deschutes Brewery with a private label board. So
That's
us in
Mackenzie
Bend.
and ours preference right there.
Totally.
I really like that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we had this up for raffle through Deschutes Brewery. They commissioned us to come up with this design, and it's been well received.
Yeah, it's a really fantastic board. And this board is a more universal board. So this is another like Great Lake board, or somebody who's a kind of a novice, if you will.
Yeah.
Or wanting to doesn't really care about the racing scene, but wants to get out there and fish or hang out with their kids or put their dog on there. This would be the type of board. Put the growler on there.
Totally. It's just a big cruiser. Anything with that U shape to it is just meant for kind of putting around. Most of them have a 3-fin setup, so still very surfable. And then you get into like the touring shape boards with the pointed displacement hole boards, nose, and they're going to cut through the water. So all of them are functional in a bunch of different environments.
And how many paddle boards do you own, Nolan?
0.
0?
0. I don't
Are you
have to.
joking?
I get to paddle these every day. So
Okay, I guess you had to try one out every different day.
you bet. I can't decide. It's like owning a ice cream shop, you just can't have one flavor.
Yeah, you got to keep going back
Totally.
in. 33 flavors.
You bet.
So again, to the displaced nose, that's something that can go on all water sources though?
Yeah, open ocean, anything of type elements that are a little less smooth, it's going to plow through it. It's going to be generally more stable. It's just going to give that person a better experience their first time out, which is huge. You don't want somebody to go out there the first time and struggle.
Yeah.
So a good experience and they'll be back. And that's what's important. Just make it warm and fuzzy for everybody.
Well, I would like to try one of these boards. I have a heel on, but I am not opposed to doing it.
Not about getting out there?
You tell me which one and I'll be out there in a minute.
Your pick. I think the pink one would look good with those green heels, so let's go with that
You're
route.
kind of a fashion guy here.
Yeah, thanks for noticing the
knew?
heels.
I dressed
first and
myself this
foremost.
morning.
Yeah, I'm proud. All your buttons are buttoned too,
Oh,
so
thank
you're
you.
good.
Yeah, well,
Perfect.
thanks, Nolan. We
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
it.
Thank
Good
you, thank
knowledge
you.
on
Thanks
it.
for coming on.
You bet.
Appreciate it.